Have you ever walked out of church feeling drained rather than restored? You knelt, you prayed, you gave everything. But instead of fullness, you felt a strange emptiness. If you are over 45, you might think this is just age. It isn't. What if I told you that the posture of kneeling is not a sign of respect, but a specific architectural design to harvest your energy? Jesus gathered his inner circle to reveal a secret that was later burned from your Bible. He warned that the human body is a circuit. When you kneel, you are not honoring God. You are compressing your solar plexus, your power center, and exposing the crown of your head to be drained. This isn't theology. This is engineering. By the end of this video, you will learn the exact standing practice. Jesus gave his disciples 3 positions to seal your energy field and stop the extraction. The church removed this teaching for a reason. Tonight, we put it back. Think back to when you were a child. Remember the hard floor beneath your knees? Remember being told that to be good, you had to make yourself small. That instinct you had to stand up, to run, to be free, that wasn't disobedience. That was your spirit rejecting the harvesting machine. To understand why this mechanism exists, we must look beyond what Sunday school taught us. You are not a body that has a spirit. You are a spirit temporarily wearing a body. The Gnostics, early Christians who were silenced, taught that this material world was constructed not by the ultimate source, but by a lesser entity designed to trap light. When they called this entity the demiurge. And just like a farmer doesn't create sheep to be friends, the demiurge didn't create this system to help you. It created it to feed on the energy your divine spark produces. Check this for yourself right now. Place your hand over the center of your chest. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm you feel is not just biological. It is the pulse of your divine spark. It is proof that you carry a piece of the monad inside this body. And that spark produces energy constantly. The question is not whether you are producing spiritual energy. The question is where that energy goes. This is where kneeling enters the picture. The Archons cannot create energy. This is their fundamental limitation. They can only redirect energy that already exists. So they needed to design systems that would cause humans to willingly give away their spiritual power. Not by force, by deception, by ritual, by religion. Think about it carefully. Every major religion on this planet teaches kneeling. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, traditions that disagree on everything else, somehow all agree that humans should lower their bodies, bow their heads, and direct attention upward. This is not coincidence. This is architecture. The Gospel of Thomas contains a saying that was considered so dangerous it was excluded from every official Bible. Jesus said that if your leaders tell you the kingdom is in the sky, then the birds will get there before you. He was warning his disciples that directing spiritual energy upward toward the sky, toward some external heaven, it is exactly what the Archons want you to do. But here is where it gets even deeper. The human body is not just flesh. It is an energy system with specific entry and exit points. The top of your head, what some traditions call the crown, is the most open point in your entire field. When you bow your head in prayer, you are tilting this opening forward and upward. You are literally pointing your most vulnerable energy gateway toward whatever you are praying to. If you are praying to the monad, this would not matter. The monad does not take energy. The monad is infinite source. It has no need to harvest anything from you. But you are not praying to the monad. You have been taught to pray to something positioned between you and the monad, an intermediary, a false father. And that intermediary has been collecting every ounce of spiritual energy that humans have poured upward through their crowns for thousands of years. This is where the trap becomes physical. The solar plexus, located right above your navel, is the seat of your personal will and sovereignty. Watch what happens to your body when you kneel. You fold in on yourself. You physically compress the solar plexus, restricting the flow of your own power. At the exact same moment, you tilt the crown of your head, your most open energy gateway forward and up. It is a perfect circuit design. Restriction of will below, extraction of energy above. If you have ever felt spaced out or lightheaded after intense bowing, you weren't touching the divine. You were being siphoned. The pinda de monad. The true God does not require you to diminish yourself to be heard. Only a parasite requires its host to be weak, if this resonates with a deep knowing inside you. If you are tired of giving your power away, pause this video and comment the words, "I stand." Let the algorithm know you are no longer kneeling. By commenting, you signal to other pneumatics, those with the divine spark, that the awakening has begun. This is why you have always felt that something about organized religion was deeply fundamentally wrong. Your spark has been trying to warn you your entire life. Consider how the programming begins from childhood. You are taught that kneeling is respect, that bowing is humility, that lowering yourself before something greater is virtue. But who defined greater as above? Who established that the divine lives in the sky, and humans must orient their bodies upward to reach it. The Archons did through their priests, through their prophets, through their carefully constructed religious systems. The hypothesis of the Archons describes how these beings taught early humans to worship upward. They positioned themselves in the planetary spheres, in the spaces between Earth and the true source. Then they instructed humanity to pray in that direction. Every prayer rises. Every bowed head tilts the crown upward. Every act of worship sends energy toward what the worshiper believes is God. But the transmission never reaches the monad. It is intercepted, collected, consumed. Generations of your ancestors poured their spiritual energy into this system. They knelt in cathedrals and temples and mosques. They prostrated on stone floors. They taught their children to do the same. Not once did anyone explain what was actually happening to the energy they were sending upward. The church knew those at the highest levels, those who controlled which texts became scripture and which were burned. They understood. Kneeling was not about honoring God. It was about maintaining spiritual extraction. This is why they killed the Gnostics, because Gnostic teachings threatened to expose the entire operation. And now it is time to understand exactly what the church buried and why they were so afraid of you discovering it. In the 4th century, the Roman Emperor Constantine did something that would shape human spirituality for the next 1,700 years. He merged the Christian church with the Roman state. But this was not a religious decision. It was a strategic one. Constantine understood that controlling how people worship means controlling where their energy flows. The Council of Nicaea in 325 was not a gathering of spiritual masters seeking truth. It was a political committee deciding which teachings would be permitted and which would be erased. They removed everything that gave individuals direct access to the monad, everything that taught self-sovereignty, everything that exposed the kneeling trap. The Gospel of Philip was burned. The Gospel of Thomas was buried. The Pistis Sophia was hunted and nearly destroyed. The Apocryphon of John became a death sentence for anyone caught possessing it. Why such extreme measures from mere books? Because these texts contained the one thing the new state religion could not allow. They contained the alternative. Shandethi described how Jesus actually taught his disciples to connect with the monad, and that method did not involve kneeling. If you are ready to receive what was buried, if you are prepared to learn the standing practice that Jesus transmitted to his inner circle, comment the words, "I am ready right now." This is not just a comment. This is a declaration to yourself and to every other chosen one, reading these words that you are prepared to reclaim what was stolen from your ancestors. Here is what the church removed. Jesus taught that the monad is not above you. The monad is within you. The divine spark you carry is not separate from the source. It is the source experiencing itself through your individual perspective. This means that when you direct energy outward and upward, you are sending it away from where God actually resides. Yet the standing practice reverses this entirely. Instead of kneeling and bowing, which compresses your power center and opens your crown to external harvesting, the practice Jesus taught keeps the body vertical, aligned. Sovereign energy circulates within the system rather than being projected outward for collection. 3 positions, 7 breaths, 1 unbroken connection. The first position is the root seal. You stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, knees slightly soft, spine straight, but not rigid. You place both hands over your lower abdomen, just below your navel. This is your root energy center. By covering it with your hands, you are sealing it, protecting it, declaring that your foundational energy belongs to you. Take 3 slow breaths here. With each exhale, feel your feet connecting more deeply with the ground beneath you. But you are not reaching upward. You are anchoring downward into the earth, into your body, into the material vessel that houses your divine spark. The second position is the power center. Move your hands up to your solar plexus, that space just above your navel, where kneeling compresses you. In this standing position, this center remains open, expanded, unrestricted. Place your palms flat against this area and feel the warmth building beneath them. Take 2 slow breaths here. With each inhale, feel this center expanding. With each exhale, feel your personal will strengthening. This is the seat of your sovereignty, the part of you that acts in the world. The Archons designed kneeling specifically to compress this center, because a human with a restricted will is easier to control. You are reversing that. Now, at the third position is the crown reclamation. Raise your hands and place them on top of your head, palms down, covering your crown. This is not submission. This is protection. You are closing the gateway that kneeling exposes. You are declaring that nothing enters or exits through this point without your conscious permission. Take 2 final breaths here. With each breath, feel the circuit completing. Energy is no longer flowing upward and out. It is circulating within your field. Root to power, center to crown, and back down again. A closed loop, a sovereign system. This is what Jesus taught in the Gospel of Philip. Not the words the church kept, the words they burned. Now close your eyes for a moment and feel what is happening in your body. You may notice warmth in your hands, tingling in your spine, and a subtle pressure at the top of your head. Some chosen ones report a feeling like electricity running through their arms. Others feel a sudden emotional release, sometimes tears, sometimes laughter. Some feel absolutely nothing the first time, but notice changes in the hours that follow. All of these responses are valid. The only incorrect response is to assume nothing happened, because you did not feel fireworks. The Archons have spent thousands of years training humans to expect spiritual experiences to come from outside. Grand visions, booming voices, supernatural displays. They created this expectation specifically so that you would dismiss the subtle internal shifts the genuine monad connection produces. Real awakening is quiet internal, often so gentle that the untrained mind dismisses it. And here is what to watch for in the coming hours and days. You may find yourself suddenly unwilling to kneel, not through effort or discipline, simply a deep bodily knowing that this posture is not for you. The thought of bowing may begin to feel physically uncomfortable. You may experience unusual clarity. Decisions that felt difficult may suddenly feel obvious. This happens because your solar plexus is no longer being compressed during your spiritual practice. Your will center is functioning at full capacity. Perhaps for the first time since childhood, you may notice that certain people react to you differently. The Archons use humans who are deeply embedded in the matrix to enforce compliance. When your energy signature changes, these enforcers sense it unconsciously. They may become hostile, critical, thus suddenly concerned about your spiritual choices. This is not personal, it is systemic. You may have vivid dreams. The monad often communicates through dreams because the conscious mind is less defended during sleep. Pay attention to any dreams involving standing, rising, or refusing to kneel. You may feel resistance. This is important. Right after you complete this practice, thoughts will come. They will tell you this was silly. They will remind you of all the reasons this cannot be real. They will suggest that you felt nothing and wasted your time. These thoughts are not yours. The Archons cannot read your mind directly, but they can observe your energy patterns. When you complete a practice that seals your field and stops the upward flow they depend on, they notice immediately. And the thoughts that follow are their attempt to make you doubt, to make you dismiss, to make you kneel again tomorrow. Do not argue with these thoughts. Do not try to prove them wrong. Simply notice them, recognize their source, and return to your practice tonight. Before you sleep, do this standing practice one more time. 3 positions, 7 breaths, 1 connection to the monad that does not pass through any intermediary, any archon, any false god positioned between you and the source. The church told you that you needed a priest to reach God. They told you that you needed to kneel, to bow, to submit. They told you this for 1700 years while burning every text that said otherwise. But you found this teaching anyway. That is not an accident. The monad has ways of reaching its own, and you chosen one are being reached right now. Well, what you have received tonight is not new information. It is ancient information. The original teaching that existed before the councils, before the edits, before the burnings. Jesus gave this to those who were ready. The Gnostics preserved it at the cost of their lives, and now it has reached you through a chain of transmission that survived 17 centuries of suppression. You are part of that chain now. The practice you learn tonight is yours. No priest can take it from you. No church can revoke your access. No archon can intercept a connection that flows within rather than without. You have reclaimed something stolen from your lineage before you were born. But knowledge without action returns to silence. Tonight, before you sleep, stand up. Plant your feet on the ground. Move through the 3 positions. Take the 7 breaths, and feel the circuit close. Within 7 days, this practice will feel more natural than kneeling ever did. Within 7 days, the Archons will begin losing their grip on a spark They have harvested your entire life. Now, I need you to do 3 things. First, comment the words, "I stand with the monad" below this video. You are not just commenting. You are declaring your sovereignty to every other pneumatic who reads it. Second, subscribe to this channel. What you learned tonight is one piece of a larger restoration. More erased teachings are coming. More buried techniques removed because they worked too well. Third, like this video and share it with someone who carries the divine spark. The algorithm suppresses this content. Your engagement pushes it to other chosen ones, searching right now. Do all 3 before you scroll. Yeah, before the Archons send thoughts telling you to wait. You came into this world carrying a fragment of the infinite source. You spent years pouring that light into systems designed to harvest it. Tonight you learned the truth. Tonight you received the practice. From this moment forward you stand, not beneath, not begging, not bowing. You stand as what you are, a pneumatic, a chosen one, a sovereign spark of the monad. Rise.